our social media handles on Facebook and on YouTube. And you can do that also via studio lines, and that's the 081 00 982 946. That's 081 00 982 946, or 090 5028 3612. That's 090 5028 3612, or 081 00 982 946. We still have our Vice Chancellor, Prof Charles Esimone, live in the studio. And we still have a couple more questions to ask, and I'm going to allow you to do that now. I have a feeling it has to do with sports, yeah, but let me allow you to do that.
But you know it's my area.
I've given VCS school.
Also my area equally.
Myself and Ike, when you hear sports, but for me, they don't know about me in sports in this university somehow. It's only Ike that they talk about.
No, but I know about you.
Okay, you personally know about it. Okay, so there's this joy when we heard that UNIZIK will host the Southeast University Games in January 2024. We set up a committee with very sports enthusiasts as members of that committee, and then January is just next month. So how far, how well, what are the preparations in place, and how ready is UNIZIK?
Okay, thank you very much. First, I think I will have asked us if this is not a radio station. I will have observed a minute of silence to the death of the Muga president, who was at the forefront of this, and we just learned sadly on Friday that he passed away. May his soul rest in peace.
Amen.
So the sugar preparation is a top gear. We going to host it in January, as you rightly said. We have got 2-3 key funders who have stated interest to fund different aspects of the game. So that has given me confidence that yes, we're able to do this. We're waiting for the convocation to come and go so that we can now focus on that event fully. But the rest assurance, I've gotten to who have met me personally, and they have written letters of intent to fund different aspects. We have a small budget for that event. But when I saw the budget, I was very excited. I said, "Oh, this one, even VC alone can handle this." But that tells us that the members of that committee, they're very frugal and they're determined to have this event go. So we have gotten that request for funding. I actually approached two different companies or firms, and the two of them luckily they agreed that they're going to fund some aspect of this that sport. They wanted to even start the branding this period. I said no, it will clash with our convocation. Maybe after convocation you can come and take over, do the branding, talk with the chairman of not Uganda, talk with the director of sports, and so that because he'll be able to know what to do. So we are ready, and it's going to be a very exciting game, and I believe that like many things that take place here in London, the university is going to be very big.
Okay, now a follow-up to that before I ask another question. The university, of course, is trying to put up sporting infrastructures in place. The stadium construction is on. We hear about an indoor sports hall also coming up, and some remodeling of some sporting centers. How far have we gone with that, sir?
Yeah, as at last week, when I made inquiries, the bill of quantity for the remodeling of the centers that they're waiting for. They wanted to keep what they said before was old, so I requested that they would do an updated bill for remodeling of those centers, the Oak Village and other centers here. So I hope that if I get that revised bill today, we'll be able to see how to mobilize them. So, but I also told them that whatever activity we are going to do will be after the convocation, and so I think we are poised to having that accomplished.
Okay, now VC, sir, we're already in the month of December, and of course the time you have your administration is gradually winding down.
And what 6 months?
6 months.
Exactly 6 months.
Exactly 6 months. And what comes in the mind of most people is your successor. The advertorials for Vship and also registrar position will be made public. I guess it's time This time it will be a more seamless process, just like the time you came in. And now a follow up to that. In the past convocation, that was last year, you made mention of the fact that you want to make the university to be residential status. You talked about staff quarters. Where are we on that, sir?
So two things are holding that. We got an investment through, well, we got the promise for investment in that through the Federal Mortgage Bank. And we fulfill all the conditions, every condition about that, except one. And that is what is holding. And that one, in all good conscience, I said I'm not going to comply with that. The condition is that they're requesting that we give them C of O to this land. I said the land does not belong to me, the land belongs to the federal government. I cannot give C of O. And they said, okay, so that's just what is holding. I said we can only give letter of intent or permission for you to do this work in this place, but I cannot give you C of O to a property that does not belong to me. So that's all that is holding for the past 6 months or thereabout. We have gone back and forth. We have written some letters that we think should suffice to be able to show interest that council has approved, that we do it here. Or can I sublet government property? I said to do that, I need to write visitor and through the NUC, through the minister, and of course I know it's capital, no, they won't do. And they said there are other institutions have done that. They said like police have done that. They gave me 2 or 3. So I request, I said, let me see the letter. And that's where we are. If I've seen the letter, the one police did, I see how it is. My legal will be able to advise me on that. So that's where we are on that. That's why that one there, I don't know how it's going to come out, but we fulfill all the conditions that they requested, everything. So it's just hanging there.
Now, for the Vship and registration position, you
Yeah.
talked about being a seamless exercise.
I pray to be seamless, and it has to be seamless because we are not. It's not a political affair. It's not a political party. It's a position where you're going to serve your colleagues, an academic position. So we hope it will be seamless, and we are calling on all on Sunday to abide by the rules. There's no there's no preferred candidate, so to say, and I say it publicly. My interest is, and that's the interest of every true member of this community, is to somebody who has competence, who will be able to do better than I've done, by all means, and who will be able to continue the legacies we've laid, because all the things we've put on ground, I believe that good, the community likes it, the nation likes it, and the world likes it. So it's just to continue on this legacy. So I think it's going to be seamless. I think so, and I pray so.
Okay, thanks so much, Vice Chancellor. And also want to ask, during one of your interviews right here in Minister FM, you talked about your efforts in ensuring that those who are employed but not yet receiving salaries will get captured by this. How far have you gone with that?
Yeah, so I will say that there's also good news in that respect. There's good news very seriously. In that we expected a waiver. We got waiver for 120 people. That is 100 teaching, 20 non-teaching. That waiver is there, we're working that. But then beyond that, we decided to follow a very we prayerfully followed an approach that we think is going to be useful. To request that the number should be increased. Now they can look at the total number of staff who are not being captured at this stage, and they capture them because we got council approval, of course. This was not something that was done illegally. It was done with the approval of council. Just that now the law requires that you should get waiver from bed of service and all those. So that is the letter that is still being processed at the end of service now. But for my last discussion, they have made some corrections, and I think the head of service is trying to go through. And once she's able to grant approval based on this our prayer, I think because if I wanted to go on with whoever of 120, we would have done the same, but I think it's small. But we made a special appeal to consider all these people at this stage so that we can clear that. And there was a committee that was set up by the Honorable Minister, which I attended a panel were there, so we made a defense in support of this. The head of service presented, Camp Nigeria was there, the federal character who were there, all those the group that constitute the team that were even IPs director, they were there, their director. So I made my presentation. It was based on that this decision came that we can put up this letter. And that letter, as I said, I mean, what I'm saying, I say it has not been rejected. If it was rejected, I would say badly, but this one is that's of correction. So we are optimistic that after these corrections, we're able to, because I've had some questions, we have provided answers. So I'm optimistic that after that, it will be. So all they need to do is to pray so that this will go. If this goes through, then they will come here and do. As I said, if I wanted to do just the 120 months thing, I would have done that soon, but I felt we use that window to capture, let them capture everybody. Those who are legitimate, there are some who are not legitimate. Some of them have left the system due to no fault of theirs, but they're not here, they're not with us, so we can't be fighting for them. Some of them also are towards, the falsified certificates and things like that. So those ones who don't have any allegiance to them. Honestly, I don't have any allegiance to somebody. If you falsify your certificate and then you got employment here, and we discover that it's done everywhere. Finish and we discover you will send. So we don't have allegiance to them. But those who are really legitimate, those who are correct, be rest assured that we'll, by the grace of God, funds the moves we've made, they'll be done. How soon we don't know, but as I said, as of last week, and they were requested for these corrections, we provided the answers, and by the time we finish communication, then we'll follow. We have been following them up actively, almost every week. Either my BBC or one of the people who are in, so to say, we follow them bumper to bumper.
Okay, I think we are almost running out of paper. I think so.
Most definitely.
Okay, my question is, the song in your mouth is so positive about things you've done and things you still want to do. But there is no way you not have had some bumps as a result of this movement from the time till now, 6 months, just 6 months. And can you please share your experiences of those bumps and this remaining 6 months? What are we expecting? That is one. Two, this your office. Every day the office of the vice chancellor becomes more attractive, more a lot of people want to be there.
Yes.
So I want you to give a word or two to all those clamoring, those ones from here and those from outside whose eyes are fixed
on this seat,
on that very seat. So what are you going to tell them? Just share those experiences with us.
Yeah, let me start with what you describe as BOMs challenges. There are so many, I experienced them. One of the greatest challenges is funding, finance, paucity of funds that we experience. People need to know if you don't do proper mathematics, proper arithmetic, you will be seeing things from the ephemerally and you think everything is juicy. Now, and I say, do the simple arithmetic. If you take a university like ours, the University, where you have by the way, don't charge fees. What we charge is development levy. The development levy was an agreement between parents and the staff at the time, sometime 2003. What they was doing to support, the development in the school, especially here, where we didn't get take-off grant. The history of the university is not complete without this information. That is a federal university that took up without take-off grant. It is with take-off grant that basic infrastructure happens. Other new federal universities that come up now, they give them some take-off grant. They build administrative structure, be classroom, even be hostel, be some infrastructure roads. But here, we didn't get that. So everything that we are building is coming from that so-called development levy. So that is the difference between us and many other generation universities who already have these structures in place. They're only talking about maintaining them. We're talking about building them. Even the stadium we're talking about now, we don't know. We're still building, building from ICR. So the major challenge is how to balance this mega sum and these things you need to do. That bomb is there. You always have this conflict. As I said, that little arithmetic. If you think development levy that they started collecting 20,000 in 2003 or so, and I say collecting 20,000, 20 years after. You see, mathematically, cost of things have changed tremendously. So the source of income is the same, but the expenditure has increased like 50 times. So naturally there will be a challenge. So one of the greatest bump I had was when I wanted to introduce school fees when I came on board, because as a strategist, I saw this that these things cannot balance, cannot work out. You know, the things I want to do. So we needed to increase, and then there was that student protest or rest. Then we withdrew. As wise men, we withdrew. We said, okay, let's leave them, and then look for other ways, innovative ways of trying to solve the problem. So that was a major problem. But of course, the one that is challenging, and I tell everybody everywhere, is racketeering, admission racketeering, employment racketeering that people were doing at the time. You have a good intention, you want to give and you want to help people to get admission. And my admission policy was I don't need to know you for you to get admission. I don't need to know you. You may not get your preferred course, but you get admission. And you don't need to pay any money to anybody. I don't collect cover from anybody for admission. But people now capitalize on this good nature of the vice chancellor. They were going to be collecting money. That was a big shocker. And some of them were people that were close, because you see, and I get to know through unconventional means. Somebody say, I know this VC cannot collect. And somebody will call me and say, no, I didn't. And maybe somebody that is collecting. So I have one or two have been able to suspend them because of that. They have been dismissed from the university. That kind of racketeering, I'm not part of it. I don't do such thing. But it was a major challenge, major bomb. That can dent somebody's goodwill. And I was now caught between saying, okay, stop these things, don't do it again. But some people will be affected. But somehow I was able to maneuver through that. It was a major bomb to see that something came. Of course, the another one again that significant was global one, was the COVID-19, that hit everywhere and everything was stopped. But apart from these financial issues and racketeering and this that happened, I think I really didn't have any. I was fine if you remove funds or so. Now my counsel to those who want to become vice chancellor, there are principle number one, and I wish some of them are here. Principle number one: it is God that gives leadership position. It's not man. It has never. Even we are in Nigeria today, people may say things about those who are leaders, leading them Senate or any level, but principally it is God that gives. So you may struggle and fight and kill, and if God says you are not the one. So people should be at peace with God and allow God to work it out. So it shouldn't be a thing of do or die. Number two, and I emphasize that the position is not as juicy as it appears. Once you sit on the seat of vice chancellor, 2 months after, you begin to pray when you leave the seat. It has happened to. Now, I've interacted with all my colleagues, different ones. The new vice chancellor, one of the newest one I saw the other, went for CBC meeting. This person is just 6 months old. He said, VC, I'm praying for when I leave the seat. I'm praying for when because there are things you can't see until you are sitting on the seat. And I can't share them here on the radio. It is more. So you need to have a psychological frame of mind that is beyond. And God, if God has given you the position, He will help you. Otherwise, you will crash. You will crumble. It's not as juicy as it appears. There are thorns on the seat. There are traps. There are sleepless nights attached to it that you cannot. So I tell them, please don't rush. They don't see. When you see the BC smiling, it's not like that though. It's different. It's a different ball game if you are sitting on the seat. And psychologically, the weight of a people, whether you like it or not, if you are a leader and the weight of the people is on you, spiritually and otherwise, you cannot be aloof. If something is happening, it's pressing you down. As you are sleeping, you are not sleeping comfortably. The weight of the people that are on you. So why should people want to go and take that weight? If God has not given it to them, it's only God that can help you to carry it.
Okay, I'm forced to ask this, Chigozie. My VC, sir, how do you manage to balance these 3 aspects? Academics, administration, pastoral duties. Academics, I can remember one of the functions I went to cover.
Yeah.
You told us that you actually wrote a grant with a group and you went to defend the grant and you were even turned down. They told you, no, you are the vice chancellor, you can't be presenting this. How were you able to do that?
And I still write grants.
Yes.
Up to even Even 2 nights ago, there was a grant to write with MIH. I was the principal investigator here, so I was correcting and correct. I still write grants.
And you still do Jesus
I
on
know,
Monday and Friday.
Yeah, I don't sleep. If you are close, if you see me, 1 a.m. I sleep only after 1. Usually between 1 and 2 every day. If I finish, like my day has started now. I started this day now. The day doesn't end for me until around 2 a.m. every single day. Every day. So I do those things. I take time when I'm preparing messages. Is that time? If I'm treating mails, if I'm writing this grant, every day. If I've been like that for the past 5 years. But before I became vice chancellor, it used to be by 12 or so. But as vice chancellor, I moved to 2, sometimes to 3, to 3 a.m. every single day. Every single day. So there's no day you call me by 1 or 2. I'll be wide awake, very wide awake. Of course, I don't wake up early. I wake up by 6 o'clock. So I have just 4 hours or 5 hours.
3 hours. 3
And
hours.
you're looking at 6 a.m. and saying it's not
Wonderful. Okay, I want to come to the end of this wonderful interaction. But before we do that, I want to ask our director, Unity 94, the one. I'm sure you have a bit of time, so maybe 1 or 2 words to say before that. Go ahead.
Okay, but of course I do. When the vice chancellor was speaking, and he was saying that he sleeps from 2, and I just looked at him and I said, oh God, it was shocked. Because it doesn't show. It doesn't show in his countenance. It doesn't show in his physical appearance. And it doesn't show in his mannerism. The next day you come to his office, he will not be antagonistic. He will listen to you and wonder where he gets it. We are so happy you're here, sir. And we are sad too that it is 6 months to come. Because
But I'm happy.
Yeah, well, you will be, but we are not.
We are not happy.
We are not happy.
We're not
Yes, we are not. Because we keep wondering, can we get Onyedika Omekoku, one of Unity FM? Can we really get a vice chancellor that has been listening here? This is not flattering. This is reality. Can we get a vice chancellor that takes note of things concerning his students? Because I remember vividly when there was a program I wanted to start and I came to your office, I said, catching them young, sir, can we extend the loudspeakers to the hostels? And I want to tell you today that my sibling that is there is just shouting, hey, Prof, until you see Vice Chancellor Tekwelani, loudspeaker. We hear you people, but when it comes to Jesus hour, we switch it up. Can you imagine?
Don't mind that.
That is reality. So they are so happy, they listen. So what we are saying is a big thank you for all the innovations. And our prayer for you, sir, is that we know for sure that after this, you go higher.
Amen.
That you will not forget.
Amen. Not at all.
Yes, and we are also praying that the new vice chancellor will borrow a leaf, whoever it is that is going to come, from you and be people-centric. That is the most important thing. Legacy, I think you are living here. You motivate us to work hard. You train us, and you continue to follow. There is nothing too little for the vice chancellor to take notice of. So we're saying thank you, and we're wishing you and the university a wonderful convocation, and we're looking forward to much more to come. Thank you, VC, sir.
Thank you so much.
Merci beaucoup. Vielen Dank.
This one I think is
German.
German. Yes.
German, French, English,
English.
Igbo.
You see it. You see it.
All the 4 languages I speak.
Wow, wonderful. Vice Chancellor, it's been awesome having you here, and like always, we can't wait to also have you here another time. But this is where we're going to wrap it up for this interaction. As customary on the program, a high five to Chigozie. That was awesome. Christy, a high five, and of course, thank you so much.
I like that.
That's a professorial high five.
Yeah. They will do that when I give up. Don't mind them.
High five to you too. And please keep listening to Unity 94, the 1FM. We are truly your trailblazing station. Please don't go. My name is Echo. Chigozie has been here.
Thank
And
you.
of course, Christy has been here.
Thank you for joining us.
And please stay on this radio. Morning.
Oh.
Darling.